So something broke. I'm not sure what happened. That's my minecart. That goes somewhere. That's full of reeds. That's full of... That's like that. There's no... Even these, which might be locked, are locked probably. I don't know where the hell the hopper is. I guess gone. I don't know what... I wasn't here. I was leaving it running. We're up to like day 1992. Something happened. I don't know what. Or who, or... I mean, you know, my best guess, if any, is a monster happened. And, like... you know, I guess broke something. I don't know. Don't quite have the slightest idea what could have happened. That's just weird. I didn't know that was a... I can't think of a monster that would... What are we doing? That would, break a minecart. I can assume that the minecart broke. It fell in here. The hopper didn't fall in there, so we have that thing going on. Actually, I don't need all 5 of these. I'll just get a running start. Go. Do your job. Yeah, I can't quite guess what kind of monster could break a cart. There's nothing blew up though. It's not like a creeper thing. There's nothing missing that I can tell. Obviously, there's nothing missing I can see, because if it were missing, I wouldn't be able to see it. That's how eyesight works. I don't know. It's peculiar. So anyway. Don't really need these on me as such. Yes, that, I don't know, it's a bit mystifying. I don't know what happened. Otherwise, my head hurts. Like, I'm really, the contemplation here was either, you know, maybe just don't even do one of these today. Skip a day because I don't really feel up to it. But, you know, which means the answer to that is probably really obvious, and I'm just not thinking, but because my head is Chernobyling. But, I haven't gone back down to get another cat yet. I'm not going to. That's a lot of effort I can't do right now. What I think I can probably handle, I don't know what I'm going to need to do then. Probably a couple. Some light yard work kind of comes to mind. I've been meaning to, and I sort of brought this up last time, I've been meaning to do a couple of things. I would imagine I can get away with this, maybe. Let's see, I'll probably want that to get out of my way so I have room to pick stuff up. Actually, I have room anyway, it doesn't matter. Oh, let me think ahead. I'm going to want to, where is that? I don't have any, yeah, whatever, just give me that. And, oh, and probably some other stuff. I probably could have thought ahead a bit on some of this. Just give me, like, that ought to be good. I still got dirt on me. That's good, though. It'll give me a placeholder. Alright, anyway. I've got torches here in the corners, because with that I can show you on the outside, in fact. I suppose the same thing is happening in reverse. The torch here is nice and is lit up. It's 14. In this corner, because there's only one torch, that should be a light, and then like this, and beyond, you can't even see. But it isn't, because the wall is in the way. So I've been meaning to get to this just because, damn it, torches are pretty ugly. Did I like not get, did I get, no, I would have 7 if I got it. There it is. It's not that important. This isn't Skyblock, but if I can avoid losing dirt, that saves me trips on going to get more dirt, and then we're happy. In fact, let me get out of the water real quick. Make that change so I can actually make sure I get this stuff. Oops. Did just realize that as long as I don't hit the torch... Oh, well, that didn't help as much as I hoped. I can right-click and... put the thing down before anything can go away, but then apparently I put another one on top of it because I'm not ready to let go. Yeah, this is good. This works. Yeah, this is thing the first. I just want to kind of get... I don't know, I wasn't counting. Did I get that? Probably. No. It's right there. Oh, man. Yeah, these headaches aren't easy to describe. I mean, like, there really aren't even words to... This isn't even a bad one. It's not a good one. There's no such thing as a good one. But this one, at least I was able to walk. And I don't care about the torches are easy to make. In a lot of cases, I'll actually just become literally paralyzed. Or at least halfway, like, you know, one of my legs will work, the other won't. It's weird. And to answer your next Dr. Mario question, yeah, I've talked to MDs about this exhaustively. Like, spent a good 6 figures, close to 7 on trying to figure out it. The answer was actually pretty cheap in the end. It's a chemical imbalance, and there is no cure, and if anyone talks to me about Imitrix, I'm legally allowed to kill him for wasting my time, and, you know, there's different kinds of, well, there's different kinds of headaches, for one thing. There's, you know, what I've got is chronic migraine, which just means I've got a debilitating headache, like, at least half the time. Well, it means I've got a headache at least half the time. It's not always debilitating. Debilitating is maybe once a week. Otherwise, I've usually got just kind of a... Well, sometimes I'm just fine. Other times I'll have, you know, like a really good hangover kind of headache. Or just everything's too bright. Well, everything's always too bright. I've got merilopia too, which I think is related. Again, I mean, 6 or 7 figures of guesswork in a white coat. Yeah, if it's just, you know, the sort of boring thing that would melt anyone else down, and that fun Beverly Hills headache. I've got a migraine so bad I can barely go shopping. Spago had a waiting list. I don't care about those people. But this is right somewhere between, yeah, I've got a headache, but who cares, and I've got a headache and don't remember how to tell you that I have a headache because my brain doesn't work. So this is merely excruciating. I just have to... I just can't sleep anymore. I tried. I put real effort into just not waking up, and it didn't last. Okay, the front yard's done. The backyard is different because I don't actually have torches, so I'm going to have to do some looking around, but what the hell was that? I don't know what I just... I can't wait to rewind. Maybe it's just nothing. Maybe I thought I saw something that was loading. It looked like a slime block, you know, breaching like a whale. It was bizarre. Or it wasn't. Maybe it wasn't really there. I don't know. I'm reasonably certain this is not a headache bad enough I'm hallucinating. That can actually happen. It's like a psychotic break. On the bright side, it's temporary, so I don't go around thinking Bigfoot and flying saucers are real. But, still, it's not fun. Yeah, so this'll get things somewhat lit up back here, or in general. Or, you know, it's about as, well, it wasn't lit up. Then of course there's this corner thing where 6, which is an issue. I don't know exactly how I'm going to solve that issue. Although I'm kind of thinking toward it. I'm trying to think at this point whether monsters can spawn. No, of course they can't. What I could probably do is stuff the corners full of leaves. Not like a big pile of leaves, although that seems like something we should have. Well, I guess you could have it. You could throw saplings on the ground every 5 minutes to keep them there. But, leaf blocks are transparent enough that nothing spawns on them. That's why you don't get monsters as a rule, spawning at the top of a tall tree, even though you're not in range to prevent it. I'm going to run out of sunlight here in a sec. I got to decide whether to go in and use the bed I have, or just throw one down and get that over with. I don't know. Or not care very much, because it is, there are the corners, but it's a negligible concern to some extent. And if I'm within 32 blocks of a dark spot, it's not going to affect anything really. Does that look done? I'm sure, why not? Get this ready in case I'm really wrong about something. Should be okay. Bed is over here. So yeah, that done with, you know, halfway through an episode. Hang on, so. I'm going to assume I'm done. If not, I'll find out as I look around later. It doesn't matter that much. It's done enough for illustration for the point I'm making, basically. What I want to do next is I can abandon this stuff. I'm not really using it immediately. I got more torches than I need. I need some. I need to make a note of something. Oh, I'm not going to be getting these back. Give me that, and I'll come back for more if I run out. And I'll not have any wood. Alright, give me all of that. I have room for it. And let's just... I don't want to use that because I'd have to climb up, reach out, and stuff. It's a mess. Just anywhere's good. Here's fine. And then put this here. I just want to tear through these. The good now, assuming you can hear me. I guess I shouldn't. This is remarkably fast. This is about as fast as anything ever gets. I've wondered if I got like efficiency put on clippers, what the hell would happen? Would I just go back in time? What I'd probably do is get those damned invisible barrier things I hate. Which I don't want. What I do want... Do I have a maker bot? I don't think so. Huh. That's stupid. I should have one of those out here. Give me... Oh, yeah, that's nice. Give me one of... No. Give me one of these. And... I'll just start a... thing. I don't know. Just put this somewhere reasonable. I can't see. Put it there. Don't need this anymore. Oh, and then, what do I have so much? Oh, I just probably don't need all of these, in fact. And then start a... Yeah. Okay, and then get rid of that. kind of fast enough to slice through. A decent tactic I've seen in like a speed run, if you're just trying to beat the game in 5 minutes, or 15 or 3. I've seen some pretty fast speed runs. They usually cheat. They use mods to slow down time, so that you can be sprinting and actually line it up to jump over a corner and whatever. It's not what I consider playing the game, but it's not me. It doesn't matter. However you want to play, it's the Bob Ross principle, basically. There are no happy accidents or forgivable cheats or something. I don't know what the hell people do. In any case, you can, if you can find a couple of bits of iron early in a speed run, get those, and it's, enough cobblestone to put together an oven and source of fuel and whatever you're trying to get really fast. If you can get clippers, you can find sheep and get the wool and make beds, which you can just use to blow the dragon up with bombs. And then you can also find a tree, which doesn't suck because then you can use it as fuel. I mean, it's all a bit backward, but find iron and pick up iron and put it in an oven, chop down half a tree to get the wood as fuel, and then reach up and have clippers that you've made out of a couple of ingots and grab this stuff. And this is like the fastest collectible block that you can get in the game, really. In the beginning, I mean, with a decent shovel you can get a lot of sand, but you can end up with a hell of a, and this is all, you can use this to pillar up. Once you get to the end, you can pillar up to get through the cages that we have now, and break out those little dragon recharging beacon thingies, whatever they're called, ender crystals, something like that. Probably. Why not? Yep. How many of these can I make? That many. And with the problem. Well. That's unfortunate. Let me ditch this, I guess. I'll put it over there later. I just don't want to go over it. Oh, and then I'm out of room again because I'm picking this up. Anyway, my reason for wanting this stuff. Specifically, I like, well, there's a couple of things I like about it. One is the ubiquity. I've got absurd numbers of spruce saplings. So did I actually get all that iron in the end? Yeah, okay. Not that it matters that much. Iron is something else I have lots of. So yeah, I've got the resources to plant just stupid numbers of evergreens. I don't even care about that. Oh, well, I should have. But I didn't. So it's, in terms of a tree that I can make over and over and bone meal into something. I guess I could do it with almost any tree. The dark oak there is a bit of a problem because it's hard to get enough saplings when you're not repurposing leaves into blocks. But yeah, one is I've just got a whole lot of spruce, which I like. And that's two, is that I like it. I like the... I don't know why, but this stuff... I gotta get rid of some stuff. This stuff is darker, I think. It looks like it. It's darker or green or whatever than the dark oak even, which is strange. You'd think that'd be darker, but it's not. So in terms of developing a, of course, contrast between things. Headache, what do you want from me? Well, give me a second. I'll mean, take that, I don't care about this. If I had... No, I don't have enough to... Let me do this one more time so I have enough. Oh, it looks good to me. And when I use it for things, like if I put it on a light, well, why not? If I put it on a light, you can see the light through it. I mean, even if you kind of pyramid this out so that, you know, if I'm making something to, I don't know what the hell I would be doing with it, but, so there, I've got a hedge. It's a really simple hedge, but it's, well, actually I can make it better. I can make it look more like an actual hedge, I guess. Although at some point it's just going to become a bunch of ground foliage because they're going to connect if I want to cover every light. But yeah, why not? It's a hedge. I mean, it's a Minecraft thing. There's only so much you can do. Oh, nuts. Well, you know what? I've got these and an easy way to get rid of them afterward. So that's cool. There we go. I was waiting for that to break. Alright, get on my way. Go ahead and... I didn't really want this here, I was just illustrating. And then another similar option is, again, I could do animals, or I could be really trite and do a basic hedge maze, which I don't know. You can see through this well enough. I guess I'd have to, if there were a path back here, but then more walls. I mean, from the inside of this thing, is there any telling where I'm trying to go? I think it would be pretty confused. Yeah, you can kind of tell there's something beyond this, but you can't really get a sense of whether it helps to go over there as such. So, you know, everyone who's ever figured out that you can use clippers on a tree has made a hedge maze is not a novel concept, and it takes a lot of room. So you could argue it's not a real, you know, prudent use of real estate. But, you know, it's also just an option. I really might, I don't know, dealing with pixels literally the size of cats, where, you know, as far as using meter wide cubes of semi-transparent leaf blocks as pixel art. I could try to do like topiaries and things, you know, leaf animals, whatever, hedges trimmed into looking like stuff that they're not. It just, you're either going to have well, you saw the hedge I tried to do. You're either going to have that, and no one's interested because it looks like that, or you're going to have a massive, I mean, the smallest thing I could reasonably try to make. I don't know, well, on the bright side, I know a little bit about dinosaurs. I could just make leaf block sauropods. So I couldn't even do like a stegosaur. I mean, I probably could if I was willing to be really interpretational about it. I mean, like Picasso would look at it and think there was something wrong with me. He'd probably do that anyway. But there would be no practical way to get the plates. You know, plates are not a meter wide. I've dealt with these animals. Stegosaurus stenops is like the official state animal of Colorado because it had this, you know, notoriously tiny brain. That's not actually why. It's just funny. But yeah, you're talking about something that is big. I mean, it's bigger than a lot of animals we have today. But it's still in the neighborhood of 6 or 8 meters long at the most, and 3 meters tall maybe. Relatively thin, yeah, plate things. It seems like there should be a better term for it than plate. There should be a science-y term, you know. I don't know. I can't even think of anything Greek that would work. There's Platyosaurus, but that's a prosauropod. It's a whole different animal. It's got nothing in common. I mean, seriously, a stegosaur has about as much in common with a modern wolf as it has in common with some prosauropod. They're both reptiles, I guess I can give them that. But only one is, you know, really ornithodyrran, so that's a different thing than... yeah, I'm nuts. What am I looking at this? So, I mean, you go back to wolves, you're looking at like pelycosaurs from the mid-Triassic, Dimetrodons things, which were mammalian enough that they look more like wolves than reptiles. Well, I mean, they don't. They have scales and scutes, and you know what a Dimetrodon is. You can look it up. It's the kind of, I don't know, I guess to be really layman-y about it, it kind of looks like a Komodo dragon, you know, Varanus komodoensis, with a big sail fin on its back. I don't know. In the 60s, they would take tegus and varanids and probably iguanas and just glue fins to them to make them look like Dimetrodons, because the common misconception was that they were actually considered dinosaurs, and they're just not even remotely related. Well, I mean, they're related, but, you know, in terms of therapsid, thegodontid things, it's a whole... They're different animals. Anyway, the Dimetrodon would be hard to do. A stegosaur would be hard to do. A literal triceratops would be hard to do because of the horns. I could do something like, well... If I wanted it to be scale, I couldn't. I was thinking I could do like a Protoceratops andrewsi, but let me show you the size on one of these. There, it's done. It's not, it's just a 2 meter long ceratopian hornless things. That doesn't help us. But like, you know, brachiosaurid, kind of, that would be a possibility, or maybe in some of the larger tyrannosaurids. Like Tyrannosaurus comes to mind. It's about the biggest tyrannosaurid, Saurosaur. Or I could do Giganotosaurus carolini was pretty big. Spinosaurus aegypticus, but then you're back to using a fin, which you can't really illustrate with something a scale a meter wide. Not with leaves. Maybe if I used somehow like fences or trapdoors or something, but that's no longer a hedge thing. That's a mess. Diplodocids, you know, get into big debates over whether, you know, there is like a Apatosaurus ajax, but then, you know, do we really want to consider Brontosaurus lewisei to be a thing? I don't know. Why not? I don't care. Kind of care, but not a lot. It's looking like it may have been its own animal. So now there's something really infuriating about the dinosaurs. Paleontology in general is something that sophists, scienticians are fascinated with, but they never know anything. They'll hit you with something they learned on, you know, watching cable. And the information they have is minimally 5 or 10 years old. What? Oh, I ran out of bones. I also ran out of time, didn't I? Yep, just did it. Nuts. Well, let me finish it up. I don't know. That's, my head hurts, and I'm trying to think of sciencey stuff, and it's not working very well. I would flunk out of school if I did that today. Like, literally today. Tomorrow I'll probably be okay. Yeah, really funny is... School had its downsides because, you know, headaches, but on the other hand, I was far enough ahead. I mean, I started college when I was 12, so I had some time to get where I was going. It worked out, I guess. Now I play Minecraft, so what do you want? Anyway, I'll stack up more of these and get... I'm just going to put these, like, over here, ultimately. Oh, one thing I got to remember, when we do get 113, I have to get rid of this tree. Because, and anything like it. That one's probably safe, but the dirt here with a 2x2 spruce tree, I think it's the only one that does it, automatically turns into not mycelium, the other one that's worse, podzol. And podzol spreads, it overtakes grass. That's why it's worse than mycelium. Mycelium's fine, I don't mind it at all. But, yeah, if we ever do kick over to 113, I gotta kill this tree, or at least put it somewhere better so that it has no chance of having podzol jumping a couple of meters and infecting my lawn. It's gonna be gross. So that's it's not an immediate thing. I don't have to worry about it today, but it's just something I'm gonna have to keep in mind for eventually. Anyway, yeah, I'm over time for like no reason at this point because I'm not doing anything. So I can't reach that for some reason. Yeah, I'm gonna split, and I'll just try to feel better enough, and I'll see you tomorrow-ish, at which point we might do something a bit more important than churning through spruce trees all day. Yeah, like that one's okay, and there should be... Oh, there is. I can just see it. There's one over there. Those are both on man-made. Well, this is all man-made. This used to be water. The point is, it's not grass. There's no grass near them. So they'll be fine. I just need to kill this one. Alright, not relevant today. I'll just see you later then. So, bye.